Hello everyone, welcome back to Analytics Vida. So today I have another question from HackerRank, and in this question we're going to solve the patch problem. In this problem we have to mainly write two query here, right? So for the first query, as you can see, the question says query an alphabetically ordered list of all names in occupation, immediately followed by the first letter of each profession as a parenthetical that is enclosed in parentheses. For example, there should be an actor name that after that under the parenthesis there should be the first letter of a profession name of their profession name, right? As you can see here, you can see here we have the name here, and as the P suggests, she may be the professor here. Here you can see P for professor. So here the profession's first letter is enclosed under the parenthesis, right? So this is all about our first query. Let's write our first query here, and for these we will use concat function, right? Let's see how we can do this. Select concat name substring, sorry, substring occupation. Then we have to add one, then add a comma here, and then what we have to do, ये सबस्ट्रिंग क्या करेगा? ये सबस्ट्रिंग मतलब ये जो पहला लेटर होगा ना उनका, ये सबस्ट्रिंग ऑक्यूपेशन 1,1 मैंने जो लिखा, ये क्या करेगा? जो पहला लेटर होगा उनका जो ऑक्यूपेशन का, उसका स्ट्रिप करेगा, फर्स्ट लेटर को ही हमको देगा, ठीक है? उसके बाद हम क्या करेंगे? यस, नाउ वी विल यूज अनदर। देखो ये क्या है, पैरेंथेसिस के अंडर इंक्लोज्ड है, राइट? तो हमको भी पैरेंथेसिस ऐड करना है इधर, जैसे कि मैंने क्या किया, एक पैरेंथेसिस दे दिया इधर। नाउ इट इज ऑल सेट, एंड हियर इन द एंड वी आल्सो हैव टू ऐड अनदर पैरेंथेसिस, दैट इज you can add like this, right? Now we have to mention from quiz table, that is from occupation, right? Occupations, is that right? Yes, from occupations. Now we have to arrange them alphabetically, right? The names should be in alphabetical order, right? So let's write order by name. It should work. For the first query, let's see. Sorry, I written double U here. That should be double C. Yes. Now let's run this code. As you can see, our we got the same result as it is shown in the sample output, and you can see our name is also alphabetically ordered. So let's move to the second query here. So let's read the second query first, then we will try to solve. So as for the second query, it is saying that query the number of occurrences of each occupation in occupations table, right? Sort the occurrences in ascending order and output them in the following format. That should be like this. There are total of, you can see in the output, there are total of two doctors. Two means here we will use count function to count the number of occupations, right? And then we will write the occupation name. And don't forget to lower the case. As for the occupation, it is written in the table. It is in first letter is in capital, and all the letter and the rest of the letters are in small letter, right? But we have to use lower function also here, right? Let's see how we can do this. So to do this, let's write our query first. Select, what is that? Select, what do you need to do? Then we will use concat function, right? We're using concat function to concatenate all the strings. We have string here, we're using count function, right? We're using here count function to count the occupations, right? To count the distinct occupations, right? So let's concat them. To concat them, we must write our this string inside, including the space. Open here we can see we have, after off we have a open space, right? So including the open space also, we have to write them inside this. Then add a comma. Then what we have to do? We have to count the occupation count, right? We have to write the occupation count. So as for that, we can use count function. Count and occupation. Now we have to write the occupation name, right? So as for that, we will add here you can see between the occupation count and occupation, there is a open space, right? There is a white space. So we need to add a white space here. So that is you can add a white space like this, and we have to call the occupation now. That is occupation, right? So and remember that it is said that we have to write our occupation in lowercase, right? So as for that, we will use lower command here, OWR, put them inside the parenthesis, sorry, parenthesis, and lastly, what we have to do, we have to add this s and dot, right? And for that, we can write them under a string like this, small s and dot. It should work. And now we have to mention from which table we're retrieving data, right? As for the table, let's write uh, from from occupation, right? Occu from occupations. Now, as you can see, we are using aggregate function here, right? So as for aggregation, whenever we're doing aggregation, we need to group them into a category, right? So we have occupation category here, so we need to group them by the occupation, right? So we'll use group by function, group by occupation, group by occupation, and it is said that if more than one occupation has the occupation, here you can see, if more than one occupation has the same occupation count, this should be ordered alphabetically, right? So as for that, we will use order by command, order by, uh, order by count of occupation. Then we need to, if there are more than one occupation has the same occupation count, they should be ordered alphabetically, right? As for the alphabetically, we can write, uh, where is it? Yes, occupation, right, occupation. Then we have to mention ascending, right? And add a semicolon here. I think this should run, this should work. As you can see, our code has successfully executed, right? I hope in this problem statement, we learned something new. That is, we have discussed concat function here, how to concat and substring here, how to strip any letter, any number of letter from any string, right? So I hope this solution is very insightful to you. And thank you for watching. And make sure you subscribe our YouTube channel and like this video, share this video with your friends. Thank you. Tata. Good night and take care.